everybody. Hello, Auntie Yaa'S.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. The weather is
Good.
awesome, so I'm really good.
You are. And which month are you in?
September, but still, September, we're getting to the end.
Yes.
It could be
And
snowing.
I'm just warning you of things to come.
No,
Alerting you,
I
no
see
warning.
good things. I see good things.
Yes, weather is not bad thing, is it?
No, I mean, I see good weather this year.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, when I say it, everybody says I'm jumping the gun, but I feel it.
You feel it? Okay. You have a special method.
No, I feel it because it could be snowing by now.
That too, that's true.
So, yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So, hi everyone watching us. It's Sunday again, and this is Auntie Yaa'S cozy book chat.
yes.
I always want to say corner. Cozy book chat.
Names. Oh,
And we have Auntie Yaa'S for October, the author of The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, which would be talking about a topic today, an interesting topic today.
oh yeah.
Imagine female insecurities. So
Mhm.
stay tuned or call someone or share it. Yeah,
Yes.
so that we can all share in this topic.
Yes.
Um,
I think I finished sharing to the groups too.
oh
So
wow,
I'll
that
do
was fast.
just well when the music was going, I just started.
You
So
started sharing. Okay.
yeah. So
Uh,
as well, yesterday we had a lovely
uh-huh.
book Zoom event. So those of you who were able to come, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And watch out now. The next thing, we don't stay in one place, we keep moving. Watch
Right.
out for my new book coming soon, Refreshing for My Weary Soul. Let me correct that spelling. And it should be, um, I don't know, probably should be out soon. I'm thinking maybe by October ending, if not
Ooh,
before. Yes, it's a devotional told in story form with some questions or reflections or a little drop of pearl. You ask yourself some questions. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this going on? And the little drop of pearl will be, it is because this, it is because that. So,
interesting. I can't wait.
yes, yes. So, we,
You always
yes,
get us thinking and uh,
yes.
analyzing stuff in our life.
Yeah.
So
What
it's
do
a
you
good
do?
thing. It's a
Yeah,
good
it is. It is. So look forward to, so that's the latest. Like I said, we don't stop in one place. You have to keep moving. That's how life is. Keep pushing.
thing. Yes.
You face challenges, whatever challenges you are facing. If you're going to sit in the challenges and just keep sitting there doing nothing, you'll sit and watch people moving and you'll still be where you are at. Push yourself.
Yeah.
It's your time. I'm doing my time. So don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about me. You do your time. And coming to support me doesn't cost a penny. It doesn't cost
Yeah.
anything because
It
I will
doesn't take
also support
anything
you.
away
So
from us.
yeah,
Yeah.
so hey, get on your groove and get going. Do what you have to do. Yes. Don't sit and feel sorry for yourself or feel weird or petty about somebody doing something. You do yours. Yes. Anyway, so
Yeah.
with that said,
Mm-hmm.
let me pull up the banner. Okay.
Okay. So today we're doing female insecurities. That's like 1,000 things to talk about.
Mhm.
Interesting. I mean, if we're honest and we're able to tell our
Mhm.
stories to each and every one of us, like anyway, I think I'm jumping right now, so getting ahead of myself.
No, you're not. You're just commenting. It's all good.
All right, so it is on page 187. If you have your book, turn with us to page 187, Female Insecurities. So I'll read the first paragraph.
Mhm.
Are you an insecure woman? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate? I wouldn't have known what to rate myself. I still don't know what to rate. I would say that a rating of 5 and below means that there is a lot of work to be done. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Auntie, and your stuff. How did you come about this rating thing? I wouldn't know how to rate myself because I know I'm not overall an
Mm-hmm.
insecure woman, like
Mm-hmm.
overall, but
Mm-hmm.
I do have my insecurities
Mm-hmm.
and I'm aware of my insecurities.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and I think the major one is the body thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
What about the body thing?
like ever since I was little, I don't know how it started,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw that my mom was really big at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and all my time I spent like extra time
Mm-hmm.
watching movies and stuff like that. And I saw
Mm-hmm.
these slender women.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I never wanted to be like how my mom looked at that time. She looks better,
Yes.
but at that time she was really big. So
Mm-hmm.
every time, every point in time in my life,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm very conscious about my
Mm-hmm.
body,
Mm-hmm.
and I always
Mm-hmm.
want to do something about it. Even now, my
Okay.
tummy, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm working at it like crazy. I don't let it take over me, but
Yes.
it's there. I can't get
Yes.
rid of it, you know. So
Yes.
that's one thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
would like us to talk about like how these things come about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got me thinking, and I remembered that maybe was it because I saw that and I really didn't like it, and I was
Mm-hmm.
seeing other things on
Yeah.
TV and in
Yeah.
books, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was beautiful. Actually, it was portrayed as the
Portrayed as.
beauty.
Yes.
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 So in my mind, that was it for me, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of stuck with me. But
Yes.
now I do it more thinking about health
Yes.
because we are prone to diabetes in our family. Like my
Mm.
mom and a lot of her siblings. It's not just her.
Hello, Mamley.
Hi, momly.
Welcome.
So it's I do like to look a certain
Mm-hmm.
way, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's more, I think more about the health aspect because I don't want to go
Then
through what she also went
went through.
through.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say that it can be things that we see growing up or
Mm-hmm.
hear or,
Yes. Yes.
things that are put in our heads.
Yes. I
So
was going to say that it's something, it's just something that you saw. So it's gets into your psyche, or it's programmed, that, oh, I don't want to go this way. I want to
yeah,
go that way. Yes. So
yeah, yeah.
so yeah. Well, for me, like, insecurities, growing up, it's like, people or men
Mm-hmm.
making comments about your height. It's almost like, in a certain way, it's like, oh, you are too tall. I've
For a
told this
woman.
story of a classmate who's circulating around me. And at that time, you are silly, you are young, you don't think through it. Now I'm like, and then it's interesting that I come to this side of the world and they're like, oh, wow, you're so tall, and people want to be tall.
Yeah,
Oh, you could be a model, oh, this or that.
yeah,
And so now that I've grown up, I'm more emotionally intelligent, and I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute, it wasn't my problem, it was his. He was
yeah.
too short. Yes, but I mean, the thing about it is, even that is not an issue, because even if you are a short guy and you see a tall girl, you shouldn't feel intimidated by her height. If you
Right.
still think you like that person, you need to be able to approach them. But why do you let that get in your way and be intimidated and then come and, you see, we are so negative. We have that negative psyche. Like,
Yes.
when something is troubling us, we don't know how to own our stuff. We project. So in this case, I think he was projecting on me. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
that's
when you're
how it
young,
goes.
you don't really um see that. You don't know that, right? So
Mhm.
Did it affect you?
Well,
Did you
at the
feel
time,
that
like
so?
I didn't I'm not sure how to explain it. It's like it's almost like it's just something I got used to, because even I have an uncle who's passed away, and he used to, like, my he used to call me Mami Dogo, and that's my email, right? And so then when I grew up, like, I was thinking about him. I don't know if how long ago that was, and I thought, hang on a minute, but his daughters are also all tall. So why was he calling me Mami Dogo,
And
right?
not them,
Like
yes.
when you're a kid, you don't think through these things. You go, hang on a minute, my those cousins of mine, they are all tall girls.
Yeah,
We are tall. Like, yeah. Mamle says when people seek to correct you and who you are, observe carefully and you'll see it, their own insecurities.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly
People
what happened.
project a lot. They project a lot. They try to
Yeah,
make you feel bad,
yeah,
about yourself. But meanwhile, they are the ones having that problem.
right,
So,
right. So it's like from what we are saying, it's good to know things that make you feel insecure, and
mhm.
then you try to find the source of it, because
Yes.
you need to understand why you feel a certain way in order
Hmm.
to get a solution to it.
Hmm.
Because if you understand, then whatever you want to do about it, you can do about it. But there
Hmm.
are also some insecurities that um, happen because of like previous things that have happened to you. And these ones are more like relationship um,
Hmm.
ones, because if something bad happened to you, or let's say you got, okay, a typical example would be you got cheated on, and then
Hmm.
suddenly, like, even a good man or woman,
Hmm.
you can't trust because,
Yes.
and sometimes you become so insecure. They're so unattractive, though, insecure.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah, apart from like childhood stuff, which I would say that we should pay attention to what we're feeding our children, because
Hmm.
whatever happened to us can easily happen to them without being, I don't know, noticing it. Because these are like subtle things, because they're not
Hmm.
huge things. I was watching a movie, it was innocent, but then
Hmm.
it was, putting stuff in my mind and
Mm.
building a certain body image that was um, beautiful, or
Yes.
seen as beautiful.
Yes.
And so let's watch,
Those things.
yes, those things for us and for our children
Hmm.
mostly. Yeah, we should.
Oh yeah, even with us, it's a double whammy, especially when we were growing up. Because did you
Mhm.
see people like us on magazine covers in those times?
No, no,
Look,
never.
if you're a parent, a woman raising daughters in the diaspora, what I'm
Hmm.
going to tell you is not strange, because chances are your daughters also did that.
Yeah.
Your kids go to school with their Caucasian brothers and
Hmm.
sisters.
Yeah.
So, our hair is so kinky and all that. They come home
Okay.
and sometimes they put a cloth on their hair and try to flip it or do stuff
Yes.
like, yeah. So,
Yes.
yes. So you
The
go,
pillowcase thing, I did it before.
yes. It's like, okay, where is this coming from? Right. But
Yeah.
it's what they are seeing. How come
Yes.
I'm different? Because
Yes.
they are sticking out like a sore thumb, like
Yeah.
they are surrounded. Depending which area of town or which part of the country, the demographics, if
Hmm.
because there's some schools, like Adra has made comments that there's some schools that you go to and it's mainly immigrants too, and you only a few, but
Yeah.
just still we're talking of the mainstream society, our kids tend to feel like, but this is where, like, you, the woman, the parent, you need
Hmm.
to have done your work on yourself so
Yes.
that you will be able to put that confidence in your child.
Yes.
Because I've mentioned before that I've heard about mothers who are bleaching their kids' skin. So in that case, if you're trying to lighten your child, you're teaching your child to self-hate, because
Yeah.
at some point they are going to think, oh, the lighter is better, you know,
Yes.
I'm too
Yeah.
dark, so this is what had to happen. But yeah, we give ourselves, we need to give ourselves some credit and believe in ourselves. So
Mm,
yeah.
mm, okay. So I'll read the next chapter.
Oh yeah, before you go on, and maybe I didn't really like, it's good that we are talking about our own insecurities, but it's all in there too. But the
Yeah.
rating too is
Uh-huh.
mainly,
Yeah.
the rating is mainly to do with you versus other females,
Okay.
because we are going to talk about female insecurities, how we act towards each other. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're a confident woman, if I say give me your rating and you give me anything from 7 going, you are doing well, because you're not, if you see another woman doing well, you feel good for her, you feel proud. Oh, wow. It's like
Yeah.
I've said before, when I hear things, oh, this woman did this over here and she's this and she's that. Hi, Miss Sage, she's this or
Hi.
she's that. You feel proud because you feel like it's you, it's, they look like you, they've done something great. So you feel proud,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't
Yeah.
even know them. You
Yes.
don't even know them. So in this case, when we know each other, can't we do better?
Yeah.
You get
We
what I
can.
mean?
Yeah.
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 So because there's certain behaviors that insecure women put up, and we'll get into it. So
Okay.
uh,
Okay. So, all right. Women cannot empower one another if we're feeling insecure about ourselves. What do I mean by an insecure woman? She is a woman who is not happy with herself, so she views other women as a threat, especially women who appear to be bold and confident in relation to her. Oh, that's what you just said. It is in relation to other women.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, I know. I I have like an example that I really felt this thing from another woman, and she was my boss too,
Mhm.
so I had to just ignore and do my job because
Mhm.
I knew that, I mean, the least thing she would pick on me, because the very
Mhm.
first day that I got there, she
Mhm.
just did not like me. She was
Mhm.
supposed to take me on a tour. Some I had to call HR for them to come in. The very first day I got into that,
Wow.
it was horrible. And yeah, I felt it. She just was a bitter woman.
Mhm.
And if you dressed a certain way, she didn't like you. That's what like I saw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah. So this thing about insecurities
Mhm.
makes me see that, yeah, she was insecure too, because
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
the branch manager, and I thought that she had nothing to be insecure about. I
Yes.
was
And yet.
starting at the bottom at that time.
Mhm.
And it's so it doesn't matter the position you're in, you can still be insecure.
Yeah.
And
I've had.
yeah.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I've had a few bosses like that. I remember years and years ago, I was working with a friend. She's in Red Deer now, and it was this a city-run daycare. And
Mm,
so, you go on probation and you think that you'll be, they are going to keep you on. And then the 3-month assessment comes and they are telling a different story.
right.
And then my friend says, these are brothel. My friend says to me that, oh, the director is insecure because you have a degree. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Ah.
And I said, my degree that, thank you, Miss Sage, thank you.
uh,
My degree that you told me that is not worth the paper it's written on in Canada is a threat to a whole director. Like,
wow, that's what she said.
that's what my friend told me, that the director is insecure about me. And
No,
I'm like,
about the degree not being worth
yeah.
anything.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm saying that that's what I've
Oh,
been told.
okay.
Yeah, like, you come here with a piece of paper, they tell you go and do this, go and do that.
Right, right.
Like it's not English that I don't know anyway. So
Yeah.
this is what happened. And she's not the only one. I've had bosses like that too. Like I've had a boss that was so mean, so cruel, always uh picking on me, trying to make life hard and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after that, a while, there's another person told me, she goes, yeah, this so and so seem to had a yeah factor, a yeah problem. I'm like, oh, really? You
Yeah.
know,
Those around, they
because
notice. Yeah.
yes, they noticed because
Mm-hmm.
they were going around trying to do everything to make you look bad or feel like you're not doing your work. Meanwhile, it was bad. It was really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I don't know, man. Th- Hmm. This one bold and confident. Like I don't know why we can't. Oh, mom is.
She says, I
I can
endured
read.
that when I first became an RN. I realized many like it when you are their subordinate.
Mm.
And I was fine as a practical nurse until I became an RN. And then the bosses feel like you are a threat. Thank you. Exactly that. Yes, exactly. Or
Instead of,
even me.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
feel that if you're a leader and you have people under you who have special qualities, why not
Mhm.
use them instead of trying to compete with them? Like I, I
We
don't
don't
get it, and it's just
we,
like
we we don't know that, yeah. It's just terrible. We don't know that. It's I don't know what it is, right?
I
It's
think it's
just a
just like the
pure hatred.
the adults don't want to ask like a
Please.
kid or someone younger to teach them something because they're supposed to know it all, I guess.
Well, but where does that, in life you have to be willing to be, like you have to be willing to be learning. What are you going to do? The environment in which we are right now, you could have a 30-year-old, a 25-year-old as your boss. What does it matter? You are there to do a job, get it done, and go
Yeah,
home.
yeah,
That's all. But no, it's look, yeah, the craziness, it's unbelievable. I know of people, like if I give these examples, you go to church and somebody will come and stand there and like be craning their neck to see what you are wearing that day. Or you go out for a meal and then you're all sitting together, somebody is sitting across from you, they're just flapping and doing all kinds of things, and you go, oh, what's going on here?
mm-hmm,
You know? Like for me, this is how I know when you are in the presence of someone who is secure, you feel comfortable.
yeah,
You feel at peace. Like there's no need to compete. There's no flapping around going on. No, nothing is happening to make you feel weird in your spirit that
yeah,
I'm uncomfortable, because they are okay with themselves. So in their dealings with you, everything is fine.
mm-hmm.
But those ones, oh, flipping their hair or doing something, or with our people, they'll come and do something or make a comment like, oh, they are talking to that person and not to you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the manners thing. Even
Yeah,
when you're in a
yeah,
group, for me, I find it very awkward if I'm talking to somebody and somebody comes to join us who knows me and is talking to me. I need to make sure that I introduce the other person. Like it's
yes,
a
yeah,
polite thing to do. But
yeah,
with us, it's like, we are very good at this business of cutting people out or not making people feel included,
yes,
you know? Yeah,
yeah,
because it's like we are always or have to seclude. It's always just, we don't know how to make people feel warm or make people feel welcome. It's
yeah.
always something to make you feel bad or make you feel small or whatever it is that is going on in their minds anyway. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. For those who just joined, we're talking about female insecurities, and we talked about how some of these things happen. You can chip in if you have other
Comments.
points or comments. Yes. We
Yes.
talked about like when you're young as a child, the things that you hear, the things that you learn. I mean, from sometimes it's not even what you hear, it's from watching alone. You see
Mhm.
things going on
Yes.
and it builds something or it ingrains on your brain that
Mhm.
for me, I give an example of like the body image
Mhm.
insecurities. So
Mm-hmm.
if it gets ingrained on your brain that there's a certain kind of beauty, then you're
Mm-hmm.
doomed. and and there are all sorts of insecurities, like in the relationship when trust becomes an issue. Sometimes it gets to the point that you become so insecure that
Mm-hmm.
you start behaving in weird
Doing
ways and being desperate. And I think it's one of the reasons why some people stay in abusive relationships as well. So
yes,
if you have any comments on how these things come about, the insecurities, you can put it in the comments below. And
we will read
we'll,
them.
yes. Okay, so the Auntie, is there anything else before I read the
Oh, okay. I was talking about the
oh, actually
particular
2 minutes?
point of emphasis is where she views other women as a threat, especially
Mm.
women who appear to be bold and confident in relation to her.
Realization.
We have a lot of that because for me, this is my opinion that I'm going to air. As usual, the environment in which we were brought up a certain way. There's a box that a woman is in.
Yeah.
Yeah, a woman is supposed to be this way, a woman is supposed to be that way, and woe betides you when you step out of that box. So if you're a woman who knows her mind, knows what she wants, is able to articulate it, is confident, you are seen as a threat by
Yeah.
both, not just one side, both the men and the
And the
women.
women, that's
And
true.
it really sets a lot of women off to see women who are confident. Why? I think I think that they look at you like, how dare you be who you are when I can't be like
Be
that?
that.
But what is stopping you from that person who's being confident? They didn't just get there. Me, that I'm sitting here, I didn't start this way. I was fed
Mm.
that whole thing. Oh, this, that, be respectful, me
Right.
poucho, this bowing. Not that I disrespect anybody, no, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that it comes to a point you have come into a different environment from where you were raised. Those things, if you come and do it here, you'll be used and abused and discarded.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, you maintain your core values of who you are, how you were raised, but learn how to adapt to the new environment with confidence. You have
Yeah.
to build yourself up to operate and maneuver in the new environment. Even if you are not in a new environment, still, there's nothing that says that a woman can't grow herself to be
Yeah.
confident. The culture prescribes a lot for us, and this is where you see a lot of this. Like, you see women hating other women just for that mere fact, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Mom made put a comment, internalizing. Could you break it down? But I think we have to go on a commercial break
yeah.
and then
She said internalization.
internalization. Could you
Yeah,
break it down while we go and come back? Thanks.
yeah. I wondered, but I didn't make a comment. Let me see.
Well, you were.
I was wondering when I
Yeah.
put it as internalization. So I'm like,
Yeah.
is it that they are holding something in or something
Yeah.
we put inside and not talk about? I don't know. there it is. The book again is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart that you can get on Amazon, Canada, US, France, Spain, Germany, Italy, and as well on Innovi Books. And yesterday, for those who were able to attend the book launch, I thank you. We're here, we're talking about supporting one another. It was a lovely program. Thank you ever so much. And I want to let you know we don't stop at one place, we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for my new book coming soon, Refreshing for My Weary Soul. It's coming, it will be on Amazon, Freezing Press, not Freezing Press, Amazon and Innovi Books. Sorry, I think I'm talking about Reflections for Thirsty Soul. So, yes, watch out for that. It's a devotional told in story form. So, it will refresh. My soul is weary. So, that's why I wrote that. So, hopefully, somebody will draw
Mm-hmm.
comfort from it.
Oh
But
yes,
first of
true.
all,
That
you have
I'm
to buy
really
the book.
tired.
Yeah, you have to buy the book and read it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you are not a supporter, you won't buy the book, but this is how we support. So if you want to
Yeah,
be refreshed, you'll have to get the book.
yeah.
So yeah, let's continue.
Okay. So, insecurity can be defined as uncertainty or anxiety about oneself or a lack of confidence. So, how does insecurity manifest itself? I will share some scenarios from my experiences. Okay, I'll read the first scenario, but before then, how about job insecurities? Like, apart
Okay.
from, oh, she's
Mhm. Yeah.
replying.
Ch-
Okay.
Internalizing is when people project their feelings on you and label you so much. Eventually, you start to accept the opinions of you and
Oh,
begin seeing yourself in their eyes.
yeah,
Yes.
true.
Yeah. I understand what you mean.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
stopped doing that.
yeah.
Yeah. You go work on yourself. Don't come and yeah, work on yourself and don't come and criticize me, right? It's like, no.
Yes.
Sometimes even you are talking to people and you are telling them how you feel and they don't want you to feel that way.
Yeah, they want to
It's like,
tell you how you feel.
yeah, it's like, oh, this. I said, no, no, this is what it is. So I'm saying this is what it is.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
going to think that way. This is what it is. Let's, you know, or it's like the gaslighting. Oh, because of this. So you are no, 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 no. It is what it is.
yeah,
Listen, hear me.
yeah.
Yes. So,
It
mhm.
is frustrating sometimes if the person
Yes,
is
very, very.
close to you. Mm. Oh, yeah. We talked about like the body image. I was thinking we should talk about like, we have job insecurities too, that
Hmm.
there are sometimes there are things that um you can't really do anything about it if it's external, like the economy and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
But if we're in a place and we refuse to grow, then all these job insecurities also comes in. So
Hmm.
if you find yourself in a position, I mean, we should always strive to learn, strive to develop
Hmm.
ourselves, because the world is changing all the time. Just look at,
Hmm.
sometimes I wonder if in some years to come they'll need tellers at all, with all these machines coming in
Yes.
and stuff like that. So I mean, if you find yourself in a place else, this job insecurity thing will creep in, and you can't sleep at night. I mean, job
Hmm.
insecurity is, it's a huge thing.
So,
It steals your
yeah.
peace. Yeah.
So, are you saying that maybe there's like, okay, so there's at the workplace, there's a situation where different skills are required for a job, right? And because of
Hmm.
the world in which we live now,
Yeah.
people with the skill set, like who are tech savvy and this and that, they are able to, I'm just going through my mind, they are able to. get things done. So they may be the likely person to qualify for that job. And you may sit
Exactly.
there and say, oh, I didn't get that job because I'm black or I'm a woman or this or
Yes,
that.
that
But
thing.
maybe if you invested in yourself and were not just content to get up and go to work and come home,
Hmm.
you took some extra courses or even learned on your own. There's lots of things that you can learn on your own too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, maybe you also be in a position to become more, what do you call it? Competitive. Like you
Yeah.
can
You
also,
have a competitive advantage, but yeah, or
yeah, yeah,
marketable, or whatever the
yeah,
word is.
yes, yeah.
But because I've been at a place where they were offering like free training
Hmm.
sessions that people would not take advantage of it, but they are free. It's not
Freely.
like you're even paying. Yeah. And there are a lot of these union free courses. I was amazed
Hmm.
at the resources. So
Yeah.
let's try and not be stagnant in wherever. Just like
Hmm.
Mamli said, she was a practical nurse and then she moved
Became an
on.
RN. Hmm.
Don't be comfortable where you are.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, scenario one. Sometimes authority figures exhibit insecure tendencies that are meant to intimidate you. I had one who did not know me, but for the first few weeks after we met, she always frowned at me whenever she saw me. I would ask myself, now, what is that all about? Imagine if I was insecure myself. I would have felt intimidated and perhaps walked away from that situation. I held my ground until this individual got to know me a little better. You know how women love to give each other attitude? Yes, I do. That is
Uh-huh.
that is what was going on here, and for no reason too, I might add. This person didn't even know me at the time. Women do this to each other all the time. We go by what others have told us about an individual and we discard them and pay them no mind. Sadly, the individual you did not give a chance might be your destiny helper, the person God is placing in your path to lift you out of your situation. Get to know people for yourself. Oh, that's a good advice. That's
Oh,
it's
our
very
people.
typical of women to, yeah, to make decisions or draw conclusions from gossip.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
if somebody told you something, you have to get to know that. That's a good I advice, and I like the
Hmm.
part about the person might be your destiny changer or
You don't
the one
know.
God has placed, because you never know.
You don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it's not, manna doesn't fall from heaven anymore. God uses people. And
yeah,
maybe there's something you need. It could be just a small thing. Maybe you are
yeah.
working on a project, something, and you are stuck. You need just an advice or an idea or something to take you to the next point. And
Mm-hmm.
this person may have that.
We have
Oh, have
yeah,
you tried this? You
yeah.
know? And we because we don't honor things, like we take things for granted.
Mm.
We
Mm-hmm.
just, so we don't put value on people.
Yeah.
So it's easy, oh, as for her, this, that, and then, oh, but did you know that she's this? And so what? If she knows it, let her know it for herself. And that's how we talk. That's how we
Yeah.
behave.
Yeah.
No respect, no value. We don't put value on people. We don't appreciate people. We
Yeah.
take people for granted. And so, it's we do things like this. Like, you start hating somebody because you perceive that they seem like they are doing well or they are going somewhere. That's enough for hatred to start. But what is really going on? Have you stopped yourself to say, why am I feeling this way? If
Mm-hmm.
you did, you'd realize that it's due to your own shortcomings.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something you should have done for yourself. You were too afraid, or some friend, some well meaning friend talked
Mm.
you out of it. Well
Yeah.
meaning friend talked you out of it. Now, the bitterness that is left in your soul is erupting on other people for no reason at all, too, I might add. So,
Yeah.
this is what goes on.
It's And I think it's from the invisible competition that we have with each other. Because
Yes, yes,
if someone is moving ahead, and I mean, I think the rational thing would be, if you want to know, to ask.
yes. How did you do this? Or
That's it.
how do I do that? This. You seem
And
to have an art of getting things done, or
yeah,
whatever the question might be.
yeah,
What do you do?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
And then if the person doesn't show it, then you have your own conclusions to draw, but not
yes,
from
they
other
don't want
people's
to share.
conclusion. Yeah, that one
Mhm.
too is another thing. I don't get it at all. And I, I remember at tech, the, the guys would say, "I need first, so be a copy me."
Oh my gosh.
So we are no longer in competition with each other.
No,
Everybody has to
no,
pass,
no.
and then we move on. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, man.
It's
Because well, now it's the extreme end too. Because I was
mhm,
thinking that maybe it's because, is it because of the school system then, and
mhm,
how everything is a competition, and
mhm,
there's positions.
mhm.
It's not just grading, but it's,
Positions.
positions, actual positions. So I don't know. But
Yeah.
recently I also heard that here is like,
Mhm.
even in soccer nobody's fair. So that's also the extreme end of it.
Yes.
There's no
Yes. It's
no
like you can't fail
competition.
a
Or
child in the school classroom. You have to pass them to the next grade.
yes,
And how do they
yes.
get better, right? With us, oh, no, stay. You are repeating.
So I think that also shapes our minds,
Hmm.
apart from at home, the things that you see. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
because I can't think of any. However,
Hmm.
this is common with women,
Hmm.
because guys are different when it comes to this.
Hmm.
I mean, their level of,
Yes.
yeah, competing with each other and being bitter and feeling
Hmm.
insecure. Yes, we have insecure guys, but if you look at the, I don't know how to say, but the rate at which women do it to other women,
Each
it's
other.
not the
Yes.
same with guys.
No. No.
So then again, it comes back to, it's not the school system again. I'm just trying to think through, right?
Socialization. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is, but it's kind of sad to watch because if you make the mistake, say even you are in a group of friends, right, and you are not of the same mindset, it becomes a problem because you trying to push and do well or grow yourself or invest in yourself is viewed as a threat by somebody who may be comfortable just not doing that
Yeah.
investment. And yet
Yeah.
there are some people too who don't do that investment and they are okay with friends who are trying to do it's a choice. And so they know that
Yes.
I've made this choice and I can support you. I'll be there. Oh, you're my friend. I'll be there for you. But I'm
Hmm.
not going to sit here and be petty or be jealous.
That's
But
a
then
secure
the other
person.
one, yes,
Mm.
it depends. This is why I say when we talk about this issue of a woman, who are you? You're a wife, you're a mother, and there's you. And so I always say that if we are not body slamming if you've made the decision that you're going to be a stay-at-home mom and that's what fulfills you, that is fine. It's
Yeah.
your choice.
Yeah.
But those who want to do more and they are afraid to because they are afraid of the husband, because the husband is the one who carries the purse strings in the family,
Hmm.
or maybe they have fear of putting themselves out there. So it makes them sit back
Yeah.
and just boil, they just not happy, but they won't do anything about it. So when they
Hmm.
meet somebody like you who's trying to do push and do better, then it becomes a resentment factor. And then you see all kinds of behaviors coming out.
Yeah.
And they would say things like, oh, but you cry, why are you hustling yourself like that? Oh, look at her. Instead of cooking for her husband, look at what she's sitting there doing. blah, like
Mm.
things, there's things that women say to each other almost as if a woman's lot is just to be a wife
Mm.
and to be a mother, and that's it. But there's always something that you want to do for you. And if you were
Yeah.
seeking after that, maybe some of these insecurities too would not be there. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're busy, that's true. If you're busy doing something,
Yeah.
accomplishing something, or fulfilling your purpose, you don't have time for a lot of things.
You're not going to worry about what somebody else is doing. Like,
True.
I mean, and when you see somebody else doing something, you even be happy for them because,
Yeah.
whoa, that feels good. All these ladies that we see in the States, oh, she has 3 kids and she's a lawyer, and we see it and we are jumping, we are so happy. Do I know
Yeah.
her by name? No,
No.
she's a woman. The name is woman. That's all. That's all
Yeah.
it should be.
It's like
Any
you're
woman.
watching a soccer
Hmm.
match and your team is winning.
Hmm.
That's how it kind of feels like. Because
Yes,
yeah.
yes. The name is woman. I like what I just said. It's a woman. Just be happy for her and stop being so insecure and so negative. And so, it's not necessary. We need to grow. We need to
Yeah.
grow. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you don't want to be happy, that's something you need to work on. But if you enjoy being unhappy too, well, you got to live with it. Yeah.
Hmm. So it, when like in corporations and stuff like that,
Hmm.
there are a lot of men at the top, that's for sure.
Yes.
But when
Hmm.
there's a woman in there, they have a boys club. It's like an unwritten kind of rule.
Code.
But we find each other, women, and we fight each other instead of becoming a girls club too and climbing together.
Hmm.
And then we complain that.
Yes.
So
It's a man's world.
yes, it could be a woman's world
Hmm.
easily if
Yeah.
only would quit this kind of insecure behaviors and
Yeah.
competitive. I don't know how to. I don't know. Competition is not even the word for it because it's
Hmm.
ugly. Competition
Yeah.
is not supposed to be ugly.
But yeah, it's one of two things. You have a woman at the top, and she's at the top, so she won't fight for anybody. She's being whatever to all the other women. That's one
Hmm.
side of it.
Yeah.
And then you have another woman at the top. The other side, the other scenario is
Hmm.
she's open. She
Right.
wants to help people.
Hmm.
But then with our people, you help them and you get into all kinds of problems and all kinds of scenarios that
Yeah.
are not palatable. So this person
Yeah.
says to themselves, I'm not, I cut it
Never
off.
again. Yeah.
So both of these scenarios are not positive, but at
Yeah.
least we had one who was open. So again, women, we need to decide what
Yeah.
we what we want to do because I mean we are here talking about it. Is it going to change? Only
Bit,
if mindset by mindset, right?
bit by bit. Yeah.
Bit by bit, yes, because
When we're gone.
the trust me, the pettiness is it's real. So I mean, if you have a woman boss and then they want to control and this and that, and yet they are loosey goosey with the guys on the team, just giving the women a hard time, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's the other woman that she's trying to bring other women into the fold, and then these women turn around and trying to undermine her and create
Mm-hmm.
confusion, a whole hot mess, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots to work on, lots to think about.
There
Oh my.
is really.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
So let's see if we've covered the whole scenario.
Well, so this the behavior about, I was talking about somebody who would always see you and be squeezing their face, but
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, how do you, hi Aisha, as a woman, how do you, um, how do you get away from these things? Why do you think it is okay to go around squeezing your face at people or showing bad attitude to people?
Mm.
We live in
Mhm.
a civil society, and again, the emotional intelligence or social intelligence or whatever it is, doesn't it come into play?
We don't know about that. You know your social intelligence.
Well,
You you know your emotional and
yeah,
social.
all of us, we didn't know. We just heard it recently, so we're all working on it. Okay. But, it's like I told the story of how I went to a wedding. So I'm going to sit down and I'm coming this way. So this person is just sitting right where I am and I'm going this way. So I look at her and I'm greeting her. I said, "Oh, hello," because you are in a social setting, obviously.
Yeah.
So when you make eye contact with somebody, you greet.
Say hi. Yeah.
The person is just looking at me totally, just looking at me totally. So looking at, I don't know what she was looking at, how I was dressed or whatever. And I said to myself, "Oh, okay." Like, to me, that is not, it's not good manners, but a lot of us do these things, right? But I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, whatever. I just sat down and let it go. But again, it's a woman to woman thing.
Mhm.
Oh, look at her. Oh, she's dressed nicely. Oh, this, whatever. I have no idea what was going on. But that's just an example.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people do that,
Yeah.
or they see people, they know you, but they'll even pretend like they don't know you, like just weird
Mm.
stuff because something something about you is rubbing them the wrong way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Something about you rubs them the wrong way, so they react.
Men do this all the time. Oh, is it that sometimes also it's not because they're hating on you, but they just are not confident and they are shy or something like that.
Yeah, but the point is that if you've made eye contact with somebody and you've heard them, you've seen them open their lips, just say something, but even smile,
True.
that's
True.
even an answer. Even if you don't say anything, you smile, they go, "Oh, they've responded, right?" Yeah.
Right.
It's like with this mask business.
Mm-hmm.
So the one time a lady saw me at church and she said hello. I forget how, but I felt afterwards, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I forgot that
You
we
had a
are,
mask,
you
but
know."
you just
So
smiled.
I should have, like I said, I had the mask on. So maybe
Yeah.
the eye, but if you are smiling, the person won't see. So maybe your hand, like, flip your
Yeah.
hand or something, right? And I thought, oh, I felt bad because I thought she might think you are not acknowledging. But go, oh, hang on, you're not smiling. You have a mask on. She wouldn't have seen you were smiling. So, but just those little nuances. Not
Yes.
everybody thinks of these things, but we're a human society, like,
Mm-hmm.
interaction. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, maybe they'll tell you that I didn't study Emily Post growing up. So what are you talking about? But all the same, you have come to a brochure, so something should be rubbing off too, right?
And there are a lot of these things in courtesy for boys and girls. So it's been
Ages, centuries.
we
Oh,
have no excuse at all.
no, no, no. But this is why I'm saying that this person who was doing this, it's a form of bullying in
Yeah.
a way. Like,
Sure.
women, we
Down.
make people feel bad. And
Yeah.
so if you are insecure, like sometimes you need to stop and not take the word mamle, internalize what other people are doing. Stop
Mm-hmm.
and say, what's going on here? What is wrong with that person? It's not you. Ask
Right.
yourself, what is going on? I mean, if I had, it didn't seem to me like something important enough to go and say, oh, how come when I see you this,
Mm-hmm.
because knowing our people, they'll come and project it on you. Oh, what do you mean? It's no, no, no. No, we are not doing that. Yeah. There are certain conversations you can have with certain types of people.
With your maybe with your friend, you
Yeah.
can have
Or
them.
or even they are not your friend. You study them, you know them, they are outgoing, they are, you can tell. But this one, I wasn't sure that it would work. And it didn't even hit
Well,
me
and
to
this
go
one
have
it
a
wasn't worth
conversation.
it. You didn't
Yeah,
know, and
yeah. Well, but what had I done, right? But
yeah.
and it's it's a behavior that other people also experience. So, mhm.
Okay. We have like 3 minutes, so I want to read the next one when we come back.
Okay.
We have just 3 minutes to go to.
All right. So maybe I'll just go now and then
Yeah.
we'll. Okay, we'll be back. And we're back. The book again is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. You can get it on Amazon, US, Canada, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and as well on Innovi Books. As well, watch out for Refreshing for My Weary Soul coming out sometime, probably by the end of October, I would say, unless something else happens. But watch out for it on Amazon. That is a devotional. So you will enjoy it. And thank you to those of you who were able to participate in the book launch yesterday. Like I say, we keep moving, you have to keep going. And a lot of the things that we talk about, I don't just talk about things, I do it. I have to make sure I'm talking what I'm telling people, I do it. Like
Practice what you
yesterday,
preach.
yes, yesterday when I came home, no, like I think while we were on the live, I realized that I'd gotten an email and it was the publisher second sending me the I sent in the first revision. So they sent one in and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, my stomach, I was more work to do. I'm like, is this going to take another week? Because the first one took me a week and they kept asking, oh, are you ready? Is it coming? I'm like, yeah, it's coming. So yesterday I said to myself, no, it's 121 pages in between having to cook and this and that. I read through all of it.
Oh,
There's
wow.
just yeah, there's just the what do you call it? The author profile and the acknowledgements and some comments that I have to make to them because it's the weekend. If I don't, and then I start working during the week, I'll be putting it off. And I said, no, no, no. So we practice what we preach, we keep
Yes.
pushing. So this is where we're saying that push yourself, whatever it is you want to do, push yourself. If you are pushing yourself and you're positive and you're happy with yourself, when you see another woman doing well, you feel good enough to say, awesome, keep going, woman. The name is woman. It's like
Yes.
anybody you see, you don't know them, you see the accomplishment, you are happy for them because it's a good feeling to see people doing well. That is something that we as a people have to learn to achieve. We need to learn to be happy for each other. It's totally missing. Yeah. We don't, we talk it, but we don't do it. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Hang on here. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, I'm not so TV with me fear. Okay. Do the commercial and then we'll
Oh,
continue.
okay. Yes. Yeah, Russell Hints on all social media platforms is where you go for your natural health and beauty. And last week I started a cleaning and organization. If you're in Edmonton and its
Wow.
environs, so if you need your house organized or cleaned, you can contact me.
Cool. Oh, that's good. Well, you should bring that flyer too.
Yes, I think I'll bring that one.
Okay, let me put the banner up and then we can continue. Where were we? Okay. Yeah, you can continue. Me the banner. I'm looking for the
Okay.
banner that is lost.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
There.
So the second, did I read it? Oh no, I was reading in
You were
English.
going to. You said we should
Yeah.
go.
So the second scenario, there are women who may not be secure in themselves. So if you appear in their mind to have what they don't have, they'll do everything in their power to put you down at every opportunity. This type of woman never has anything good to say to you or about you. Insecure women like to belittle and bully others. They try to shame you all the time and bring you down to their level because they are not happy with themselves, sadly. Since I know what is going on, I choose to ignore them. I don't even respond. It's best to walk away with your dignity intact. We have this happen a lot in cultures built on shame, where women say mean things about each other constantly. This is very hurtful and damaging. Women need to learn to encourage one another. Be so comfortable in your own skin that no other woman is a threat to your well being. So, here, Auntie Yaa'S has given us some solutions to when you come
Mhm.
into contact with these women. So, ignore them. Hmm. So, it
Yeah.
works in all spaces, like at the work site, social, at home. Would you say
Well,
that would work?
if you are not, unless you want to spend your time going to fight, you know,
Yeah,
fighting outside, embarrassing and disgracing yourself, right? But
yeah,
you have to learn to have some mechanisms or coping skills to manage some of these behaviors.
yeah,
And there's times too that you have to speak up, like speaking up as in not going to yell and this and that, but you put it out there that let the person understand that you are not going to put up with their behaviors,
yeah,
polite but firm, you know, because there are some people, they are just wanting you to come and say something so that, oh, yeah,
hmm,
to spark a beef, oh, yeah, this, that, that. So you
yeah,
ignore it. You can ignore it. In other spaces too, you have to say something. Yeah.
yeah,
Like, especially if in a work setting, what I find, right? Like
hmm,
our people, because we are so chobo, like this buga buga fighting and all that. So if you are somebody who tends to be gracious or you don't do those kinds of things, they think you are soft. But it
yes,
works well in that brofo environment because with them, no, you are telling them something, you're giving cheek, but you say it in a nice way. They laugh it over, they got the message.
you got
Yeah.
it.
And then next time, yeah, they won't do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But as for us, we know because we're not into conflict resolution, like talking things over and everything is
hmm,
blows, kiki, 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 you know.
and insults, yeah,
Yeah, insults. That is what. And so the person who insults the most or insults the loudest has won the battle. And we think, oh, yeah, no, no. There's
hmm.
ways to handle situations without it getting to that point. Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
mostly it's people that you come into contact with um often. You would want to resolve it, but in the instance with a stranger, you can actually let it go.
let it go. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Let it go.
yeah,
Because you sometimes even you can get into social settings and then you see the looks and their behaviors. Are you going to respond? You act like you haven't even seen it,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And sometimes there is not one person, they are in a pack
Group.
and they are
Yep.
doing these behaviors. So and when people do those things and you ignore them, it bothers the bejeebers out of them.
Right.
It bothers them. So that sometimes that's the best way. Don't give away your power. Silence is in being silent. There's something I put on my wall, like when you're not moved by insult, something, you've rendered them powerless. Let them stay there. Omo mo nkuro wɔ hɔnom. Mm, yeah. because
Yeah.
maturity, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Mm. So, culture built on shame. That would be our culture, because
Yes.
women, and
And men.
yes, I know that, but social media made me realize how, like, other women from our end
Mm-hmm.
think and feel about other women. Like, when something
Mm-hmm.
happens to a woman, I would expect the men to, yes, come bashing. But
Mm-hmm.
there are some comments that you read
Mm-hmm.
from women, and
Mm-hmm.
it's amazes me, like, how
Mm-hmm.
we think. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as you said, they're ignoring. If you look at the job setting, and if it's your boss, and it's not, I think it's not something that will harm you,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Yeah,
ignore
but
it. Like,
keep talking. I'm coming. Why? I'm
okay.
listening. Keep talking.
Oh,
I have to go for a bit.
yeah, I was saying that in the job setting where it's your boss that's insecure and doing all sorts of things, if it's not going to harm you, that can be ignored too. Because then it means that your job will speak for you. If you're hardworking, if you're doing your job, there will be no need to be. Because I always say that I don't go to work to make friends, I go to work to work. And I remember I've been asked that at an interview before, and I said exactly the same thing. If I come to work and you won't be friendly or be friends, just to make sure that the job will not suffer. If I need a tool,
Mm-hmm.
you will give it to me. That's what's important. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to be friendly, I don't care. Just
Mm-hmm.
don't let it affect the job, because I
Mm-hmm.
came to work.
To do a
So,
job. Yeah.
yeah, in some settings, but maybe when you come to the family, then it's a
Mm-hmm.
different issue altogether. Or,
Mm-hmm.
and by family, I mean, like, close ones, because some of
Mm-hmm.
the extended one I choose to ignore completely, because
Yeah, that's true too.
it's not important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
but
are you going to do?
close family, yeah, then you would have to find coping mechanisms. You would have to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, try to
Yeah,
build a
even
relationship in that way. I
yeah,
don't know. Like,
even close family. Sometimes people are set in their ways, or they think a certain way, and they
mm-hmm.
think you owe them,
Yeah,
or every time you have to do things for them. There's
yeah,
no responsibility on their side.
that's
They
true.
don't value you, they don't respect you, they don't honor you, yet they have all these expectations of you. So
Mm-hmm.
those cases too, it's okay to take a step back and say, no, boundaries. I'm not putting up with this, not
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
Because we come from a place where we abuse people. Thank you. Mamless a sense of entitlement. We come
Yeah.
from a place where we abuse people, we want to use people, and the people don't have any right to speak up about it. When you talk about it, then you become the bad person.
Yeah.
Katasumu emwaso,
Yeah.
dysfunction. No, no. You have to do what is healthy for you. You have to do what works for you. At the end
Exactly.
of the day, your mental sanity, your mental health should be so important to you. You can't spend time thinking about everything and everybody under the sun when you are trying hardest to survive.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And I
Before,
okay, go on.
well, before when I first came here, and some family members, when I looked at them and the way they talk and the way they behave, I used to think, oh wow, this person seems so cold or blah blah blah. You get to understand it after a while that if you don't manage yourself, everybody will come and take every piece of you and there'll be nothing left. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they'll turn around and shame you.
Yes.
Yeah. I think all of this also borders on getting to know you. Getting to know you. It's always about getting to know you, because um if you know who you are and what you believe in, your family members, you're transparent to them. I mean, you let them
Mm-hmm.
know this is it, this is me. So they
Mm-hmm.
know what to expect. They might
Mm-hmm.
label you, call you names, but they
Yes.
do know what to expect, and they
You're not
do know
putting up.
what, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what you will not take and what
Mm-hmm.
you'll take. And it's very free, and trust me, maybe the beginning you might, I don't know, struggle
Mm-hmm.
if you care too much, but
That is it right there if you care too much.
yeah, but
Because,
it's
you
very
know,
free. Hmm.
sometimes you ask yourself, yeah, that, you are supposed to care about everybody else, but who? Oh, you're a firstborn, so you relate to what I'm saying.
Yes.
Everybody is coming to you, but who do you go to? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, your stuff is not important. Take care of it. But like, really?
I'm human too. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
person. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can we go to the third scenario?
Sure.
Okay. So, scenario three. My third scenario is about women who think you are after their man. Oh, Lord. Hmm. A few years ago, I was at an event at a friend's house where we were singing hymns. I debated with myself whether to sing or not. I finally did. After I finished singing, I saw this woman whom I thought or seemed to me to be the consummate professional looking woman with the confidence to go along with it. Just grab her man's arm and hold on to it. I smiled and in my mind thought, lady, I'm a married woman and you are insecure. Besides, I didn't think my voice was that great, but I guess I got it. The question is, oh my God, Auntie, yeah. The question is, woman, who are you without your man? If you know who you are without him, you'll never feel threatened when other females come close. It is important to have your own identity outside of your relationship with a man, women. Oh, oh my God.
It happened. I couldn't believe myself. I'm like, what? Did I just see what I saw?
It does happen. It does happen. And actually, ooh, my body.
Mm.
A friend of mine is experiencing the same thing. She's gone to a new church and she's very outgoing. She's
Mhm.
very bubbly. She's been
Mhm.
on this before.
Oh, okay, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, very bubbly. And oh, sorry, I have to. And when she went to that church, like she was outgoing, talking to some of the men, and then
Mhm.
she said she realized that uh like they withdrew from her, and then she was getting some looks from like the
Women.
wives in, yeah, it's like a certain group. Meanwhile,
Mm.
she's been there with her husband before,
Mhm.
you know. So there was a point that her husband said, maybe you dress too much, you should dress down. And she said, no, I'm not going to dress down just because some
For
people
people to be
feel
happy.
insecure. Yeah, this
Mhm.
is how I dress and this is me. So so today, that's where I went to church just to see them. That's
And you
why
did
it
see
was
it?
so funny.
Did you see it?
I saw them. I just wanted to go see them, and I saw them, and I understood why. That's it. But but it's so horrible to make someone
Wow.
feel like that in church. You know?
Mhm. I know. This is the thing, some of these things, like even excuse my language to say she's lucky she's married. If she was a
Yes.
single person, and Mamle said relatable, let me read you her comment, then
Okay.
countless, at least you are married. But we that are not married and experience that crap too, what should we
Hmm.
do? Also, our married friends who do that when we visit their homes.
Oh my lord.
We've had these
What
conversations
kind of
here.
insecurity is that? Like, it's very.
Yeah, we've had these conversations because our value is the value of a woman is set. What do you call it? Attached to a man. If you don't have a man, then you are nobody. So because you are single, you are coming to get my man. Like, what is that? Even yesterday, Mr. Chemate asked me a question that people attach so much to marriage, the women, women, a woman's glory is this, or warrior, that kind of thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you say to women? So, I had to answer a question like that. Listen,
Right.
Mamle says I stopped churches and stopped visiting my friends because all of them are married. That is horrible.
I know.
But it's going
It
on. It's
is.
exactly
Yeah.
this. Is
True.
it's real. It's real. It's real. But
If you
I'm
can't
in your
trust
house.
your man in your house with your
Mhm.
friend, then you have to be attached to him everywhere he
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. I'm in your house. How on earth would I? You know something? The insecurity is deep because I bet you this is coming from the women. I mean, I'm not saying the men are not, but it's troubling.
More
Very,
with
it's very
us than.
troubling. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very troubling.
Wow.
Hmm.
Because I tell Sean to go out sometimes because he's always in the house.
Hmm.
Just go see your friends. I mean,
Go get some air.
yes. If I don't know how. So when he goes to work, what then? What do they think? I can't process their way of thinking. Like when they do that, your man goes to work, comes back. You think he's in a bubble, going to work and coming back, not talking to anybody. It's sad, and yeah, it's because that's the only value they have. Auntie, are you muted or I have a problem here?
Oh, sorry, I muted.
Okay.
I was going to yell.
The hell?
Yeah, I mean, for Mamle to stop going to friends'
Well, they
houses, to
make her
stop
feel
going.
uncomfortable.
This is what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah.
horrible. It's
Yeah.
just horrible. Oh my goodness. Like,
Wow. I see that with like people outside, but someone you call your friend, so you don't want her to come
mhm,
to your house, or like,
mhm.
what is it? And yet you will go there because you're better, you're married, so what?
I mean, you have to know your friend, right? Does she look like somebody who's going to come after your husband? Like the trust factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
need to know there are some friends you can't trust around your
Right.
husband, or you can't trust your husband around them, but you need to know who your friend is.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And if he'll do that with your friend, who won't he do it with? Them.
Yes, it's so disheartening. But this just confirms some of the stuff we've been saying, that, our whole world and everything is, oh, I'm a missus, I'm this, I'm that. Is that all? Is that all? I always view my friends, but that made me know what they are capable of doing is how they view me. Hmm. Wow. I don't understand the first part, but that made,
Yeah.
like, yeah, really, yeah. So, okay, I see what you're saying, that, yeah.
Hmm. Wow.
Then again, it's the raising up factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women always seem to be taught to fight each other over a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You can lose a friendship because of over a man. A woman, and it happened to me, like I said, you lose a friendship of years and years because of a man
Yeah.
and something you said to advise the person. So we don't put value on our relationships. Some do, but those are, you know, on the peripheries. But
Yeah.
mainly speaking, women always view other women, tend to view other women as a threat for some weird reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get it because you're
Hmm.
in a relationship with the man. And some don't even have the courage to ask the man anything. They'll just go beat up the woman, come back home to the same problem as if.
Is that your life? See your life? Yeah.
How
So
can you be happy?
hmm,
You become
I don't
an
know.
FBI,
Yeah,
CIA.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember
well.
when I was young,
Hmm.
if I was in a relationship and I suspected you, if I what I would do is that I would befriend that person and get more information so I can actually leave you with
Hmm.
evidence. That's what I
Yes.
did. But I won't go fight the other person. Why?
Hmm. Oh my
And
gosh.
that I did it even once because I didn't have time for that anymore.
Hmm. Like, is it worth my time
It's
to come
not.
and be an FBI investigator? Like, come
Yes.
on, it's like, it's, something like I don't know. I mean, like, I know that men can be weird or maybe they start stalking women or doing whatever, but the lengths to which women will go because of a man, it's so absurd,
Yeah.
you know? Or they'll take their girlfriends to go and beat up that so-called, oh, he's running around with some
Yeah.
girlfriend. Why
How
don't you
does
ask
that
him?
solve anything?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I don't know. It's not going to change. It's 2021 and it's still going on. Mm-hmm.
It won't change more because,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, people
Oh.
still grow up seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, the reflections, and then we can wrap up.
okay,
Time is almost gone.
what time is it? Wow.
6:23.
The first thing that mommy said, it keeps like going round in my mind. I can't wait.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay. So for this chapter, there are three reflections. The first one is an empowered woman is a powerful being, as we said,
Mm-hmm.
using the like being in the corporations or being a head somewhere, a leader,
Mm-hmm.
and um, pulling other women along or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
growing together. So we can turn it into a woman's world. We can do
Mm-hmm.
it. We
Yes.
can, yeah. And the second one is start your journey, discover your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
then after you discover your strengths and your weaknesses, you find out how you can use your strengths to help another woman on her journey. So it's all about empowerment. And as Auntie Yaa'S said in the beginning, if you are insecure yourself, there's no way you can empower someone else. There's
No.
no way you can empower your children. And as we're saying that this thing would not stop, I think that if we're able to change the next generation, we
Mm-hmm.
might get somewhere. So we have to fix ourselves to fix
Mm-hmm.
the next generation.
Yes.
And that's putting it broadly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave Auntie Ya to actually sum up.
So we've been talking about female insecurities. As you can tell from the discussion, it is deep and it is a lot. So some of the factors that make us insecure may be our own personal issues, or it could be cultural, certain things that have been put on us and we can't seem to get away from it. At the end of it, you are responsible for you. So what are you going to do about it?
Yes.
You know that you have these hang-ups. You have to sit down. Honesty is where to start from. If you want to live a real life, live an authentic life, you have to sit down and ask yourself, where am I failing? Why am I going through this? Why do I feel this way? Whatever it is, that you come up with, you need to, at least awareness is number one. If you're not aware, you keep just going through life, making the same mistakes over and over again. And then it may be too late one day to even make the change that you want to make.
Yes.
And like I say, life is not just, if it was just about us, hey, it's Sunday evening, we could be sitting somewhere uh, resting or doing whatever, but we're here trying to have these discussions to empower somebody out there. So that is how you learn. We didn't get here just like that. We had to go through growth. So we're also growing day by day. So the few insights that we have is what we're sharing. It starts with you. You need to take a hard look at yourself. Are you happy where you are at?
Right.
Why do you feel threatened when you see other women doing well? Why do you call them names? Why do you think um, they should be in the box with you, the box that the culture or the society has put you in or decided that you should be in? And so anybody who gets out of that becomes a threat, becomes a public enemy number one, and all that. Think about you and the children you are raising.
Mm-hmm.
If you have daughters, and you're running around with your friends beating up other women who are chasing your husband, what are you teaching them? You're teaching them not to put value on themselves, that it is okay to go running after a man because a woman must do whatever it takes to protect a territory. Meanwhile, you have let the man off the hook and you're attacking the other woman. It takes two to tango. So, how did it? The woman came to get your husband. Your husband has no responsibility
Hmm.
in this. You are afraid to. You are afraid to confront him. Yes. If you don't have daughters and you have sons and you are watching this, they see you as a sad spectacle of a woman. And they'll also go into relationships and think, oh, women are just doormats. Oh,
Yeah.
I saw my father treating my mother this way. Let me also do the same. So, whether we like it or not, it takes two, a man and a woman, to raise kids. But women have a lot, seem to have a lot of the responsibilities. And for you to be able to impart and impact the next generation, you need to be healthy. Being healthy starts by healing yourself. That's a good place to start from.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it right there. We'll be back next week with more.
Yeah.
And on Tuesday, God willing, I may be on with Practical Nyamisem. If you don't see me, it means I didn't come. And then there'll be putting it that way.
Yep.
And then on Thursday, there'll be a live too on probably on the beauty of a woman's heart, or I may come and talk about refreshing for a weary soul. I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you. And I hope this discussion has blessed you. Share it so that other people can hear and learn a nugget or two from all these discussions and your feedback. So, Mamle, thank you for coming. Aisha, Miss Sage, who else am I missing? Anybody else who is on but we haven't seen your comment, so we don't know that you're on. We thank you for coming. Please share so that others will also benefit. Thank you. Have a good night. We love you. All the best. Have a good week.